If you need a driver's logbook for your EV, for your business or for tax purposes, and you don't want to write every trip you take, every charging session you do down by yourself, then Tronity is exactly what you need. Tronity connects to your car. A lot of brands are supported, and in the app or in a browser you can see all of this data. You can see where did you drive, how far was it, all of your charging sessions, where did you charge, how many kilowatt hours. And then you can specify, was it a private trip, private charging session, or for business. If you have a business and you have a whole fleet of EVs, you can monitor all of them and you can see all the charging sessions. Was this on a business trip or private? Check them out in the link in the description below. Hello everyone, this is the Volkswagen ID.7 GTX, not the Tourer version, and today I want to show you what are the differences in the GTX version to the normal Pro or the Pro S, and then we're gonna test them out. In the GTX we get the big battery, the 91 kilowatt hour battery that we know from the Pro S ID.7, and usable energy is 86 kilowatt hours. So we have a lot of range, a lot of energy to drive, but we also get all-wheel drive version, where in the rear we have the same 210 kilowatt APP 550 motor that we have in the new ID.7, ID.4, ID.5, ID.3 GTX, Cupra Tavascan, Cupra Born, the VZ and some stuff like this, but it's boosted up to 240 kilowatt. But it's the same motor, and in the front we have another 70 kilowatt motor, but maximum output is 250 kilowatt restricted by the battery. And this configuration is also the same as in the ID.4 GTX, ID.5 GTX, Cupra Tavascan VZ, so it's not something new. First, let's talk about the design differences from the GTX to the normal Pro version. Number one, in the GTX, in the configurator on the German website, you cannot have the same colored roof as the car. The Pro and Pro S you can have, but the GTX only comes with the black. That's interesting. Number two is the special light and the special grille for the GTX, and all new GTX have that. Looks amazing, looks sporty, looks very, very nice. Number three is the GTX logo here in the door. All other cars, Pro, Pro S, do not show anything at all. Here you get the GTX logo on the door and in the rear. It doesn't say ID.7 here, and it's in black. The next is the GTX logo here in the door, in the steering wheel and in the seats. And with that you also get only the dark interior with the dark seats with the red stitching. The same for the door. The whole design of the car is this black red thing. Steering wheel and so on. Also, the light projected from the mirror down to the road when you stop and get out of the car is now a GTX logo, not a Volkswagen logo. I love this automatic air distribution. What you get in the GTX is a different drive mode. You have not just Eco, Comfort, Sport and Individual, you have traction. And here you get more traction if you have to go on snow, or you have spinning wheels and stuff like this. That's just awesome. I would like to have that, that's nice. What I noticed, since the power is limited by the battery, the 250 kilowatt, I can see when the battery is really cold, now it's at half or 55%, it's okay. And when the state of charge is not very high, if it's on 30% or so, I have a power limit. And in Hank, in my ID.7, that doesn't happen. I'm sure I can get the same power out of the motor, so 210 kilowatt like in Hank, but it's just a bit but it's just not nice that I cannot have my full power all the time. So if it's just a bit colder or battery is at a lower state of charge, I can't have that. What I get with the ID.7 GTX, that's not just more power, so all-wheel drive and more power, you also get a sportier suspension, and it means it feels in the corner better when you drive a bit more sporty. The ID.7, the normal Pro that I have, is not a car for the corners. It's not made for that. The suspension is soft. When you put it in sport mode, it's a bit better. I have DCC, dynamic chassis control, that it reacts to cornering or when there are bumps and stuff, how the surface is. But still, here in the GTX, it just feels better and sporty. We're gonna test it out in a few corners here. It's just made in a different way. Of course, accelerating is better, and we're gonna do the acceleration in a second. If you are someone who needs to go into corners and drive a bit more sporty, and you want ID.7, then this is something good. So with 75 into this corner, it's no problem. My ID.7, I just feel a movement, the chassis and everything. It's not perfectly glued to the road. This is better. And what I feel in here also is how amazingly reactive the accelerator pedal is when you are in sport mode. So when you touch it just a tiny bit, you get power, and when you get off, you get more regen. You don't get stronger regen, doesn't feel like it, than in the normal ID.7, but it comes in way faster. You feel it right away. So the drive can be a bit more sporty. Of course, when it comes to normal driving on the highway, on the country road, travel assist, all the assist function, how the steering is at higher speeds, it's very, very similar or the same as a normal ID.7. There's no difference. Everything works the same way and feels the same way. It's still a comfortable, nice drive. I still think that the normal ID.7 is a bit more comfortable, even when you're not in sport mode, even in comfort mode. Overall, I think the normal ID.7 is more comfortable, but this is also the sporty version. I get it. When you drive a bit slower, you notice that the steering is a bit heavier than in the normal version, especially, like I said, when you have to pull out of a parking spot or stuff like this. Now it's time to accelerate the ID.7 GTX. I'm excited. I want to see how much faster it is. I'm in sport mode. I'm going to go to a straight, accelerate 0 to 100 kilometers an hour, measure it with Draggy GPS device attached outside of the car. Hang my ID.7 with 210 kilowatt, but smaller battery and lighter battery did 6.5 seconds as far as I remember. I will put it in here, and then we'll see what this car gets. 5.34 seconds, and it's valid. That means that it was not uphill or downhill or something. Amazing. And it feels amazing, especially in the start when you floor it. It's a great feeling. Now we're gonna go on the highway. I wanna see the top speed, how the car feels. I'm guessing at higher speeds, sport mode doesn't feel amazing because of that very sensitive gas pedal. So when you touch it a bit, acceleration go a bit off, a strong regen, I'm guessing. So I'm in comfort mode, see how that is. And like I said, see the top speed and what the loudness is at 130 and stuff like this. 180 our top speed. It shows 181. On my car I think it's 183. And it feels amazingly stable. Even in the GTX, it's just awesome. It's normal, nice and amazing in a normal car ID.7, but here it's even better. I can feel it. Even driving by trucks and stuff, it's awesome. But is it possible? I think it's quieter in here at 180 than in my ID.7. Is that possible? But let's do it in reverse now. Let's drive 150. Nice. It's not that much quieter than 180. 130, and it's a lot quieter than 150. So the difference between 130 and 150 is more than 150 to 180. But I think Volkswagen achieved with the ID.7 GTX exactly what it should be. It's not just an all-wheel drive version of the normal car, it's a sportier car. With the design, with the suspension, with the steering, with, when you are in sport mode, the sensitivity of the accelerator pedal, I get that. That's what it should do. It should not just be, oh, now it's all-wheel drive, done. No, it's a whole sportier feel. And I'm okay with it. So you can decide, do you want the sportier feel or do you want the more comfortable feel? I like that. It's not my thing. I prefer the normal Pro or Pro S, but still nice car. If you want to follow me on Instagram, BatteryLife1, and if you want to support the channel, there's a Patreon link in the description below, and here on YouTube there's also channel membership. And if you want to know what's happening behind the scenes, I have a third YouTube channel, Behind the Battery. But that's it for me. Thank you much for watching, have a great day and take care. Bye!